But many people ask, what is this Sengol? Is this a Tamil word? What does it mean? Why use this Tamil word? What does that signify? Is it the scepter? What does the scepter signify? Does this have any relationship or any significance in the overall civilizational ethos of Bharata Desham? Then there are questions. Why was the Sengol given at that point in time? Does this have any connection remotely with Ramarajyam? Does this have any connection with Ramajanma Bhumi temple? So on and so forth. One. Where does this word Sengol come from? Sengol is a Tamil word, no doubt. But how does this word emerge? Kol in Tamil means a stick. Sengol means a scepter. But how do we split the word? Semmai tarum kol Sengol. Semmai is a quality. It is the quality expected of a king in those days and these days of our administrators to remain impartial. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Samoham sarva bhuteshu, to be impartial. This quality is called Semmai. The quality Semmai, which is reminded to the king, which is a reminder to the king as he keeps looking to the rod, and that rod which keeps reminding him of being Semmai, of being impartial. Does this have any reference in the Tamil literature? Yes. I'm just going to quote two kurals where he says, Vannokki vaazhum ulagellam, mannavan konnokki vaazhum kudi. Like a simple farmer looks to the sky. Similarly, the subjects will always look to the king who carries the scepter in his hand, Sengol in his hand, to deliver justice. There is another kural which says, Andanar nuttukkum arattirkkum adiyai nindrathu mannavan kol. So we have scriptures that give us quintessential knowledge that lead us to dharma. But both these scriptures and dharma will be resplendent and radiant only if the ruling person is non-corrupt, doesn't accumulate wealth for himself. Andal, the mystic poetess, says, Semmai udaya Thiruvarangar தாம் பணித்த மெய்மை பெருவார்த்தை விட்டு சித்தர் கேட்டிருப்பர். So Semmai is seen in the Lord. He is Narayana or the Ranganatha reclining on the serpent couch of Srirangam as the one who controls the universe, because the entire world is his body. Nammalvar, called Shatakopa, who also mentions that Surya, we have spoken about Narayana, now Surya Narayana, the sun god, who dispels darkness and doesn't see disparity in whom he is shedding light on. The sun who carries a scepter, the Sengol, is being mentioned by Nammalvar. He says, Tanivalar Sengol Nadavu Kadalvai Arasaviya Panivalar Sengol Irul Vichirundadu. He says. So Kulashekar Alvar was a great Chera king who ruled. He ruled parts of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. He was a mystic saint whose contributions is being celebrated in this verse, which says, Sengol Kollikavalan Villavar Kon Seran Kulashekaran Mudivendar Shikamaniye, the one who ruled his subjects impartially. For a span of 1400 years, there is repeated mention by Thiruvalluvar. Found in the overall literature that we have bequeathed from our ancestors, yes, this stick is called Dandam, since it helps the king, Raja, govern well. It is called Raja Dandam. So this Raja Dandam, Sengol, scepter, is known to bestow good administration governance throughout the geography. That in 1947, under Rajaji's supervision and advice to Pandit Nehru, Piruvavadurai Acharya, the Adinam, then handed over the Vumidi Bangaru jewelers made scepter to Nehru, thing that goes with the ethos of this age-old civilization, the Vedic civilization, for the transfer of power. So this was done. But why Tiruvavadurai? An Adinam, a Samsthapanam, a Matham, that professes and propagates Shaiva Bhakti, Shiva Bhakti and its literature under the Sanatana Dharma realm, has been doing yeoman service. So this Adinam belonged to the Chola Desham. Why Chola Desham? Chola dynasty is not just a dynasty that talks about Rajaraja, Rajendra Chola. There were many, many kings who adorned this particular Rajyam. We go back to the times pre-Ramayana times. So we have mentions of kings like Haryashva, Muchukunda, who belonged to the Ikshvaku dynasty, which Ramachandra also belonged to. And the kings, the later Cholas, while describing in many inscriptions, trace their ancestry to Rama's Kulam. So Ikshvaku Kula's descendants were the Chola kings. There are plenty of inscriptions that talk about it. So the connection of the Chola kings to Rama is found. And Rama is always linked to Rama Rajyam. So Rama is related to Rama Rajyam. Rama's descendants were Cholas. So Cholas were also very supportive and in a way imbibing the good aspects of Rama Rajyam. We have works, classical Sangam works, 2 millennia old, that talk about the Tamil land's connection, the Tamil people's connection, the Tamil language connection with Ramayana. In Purananuru, it is mentioned, says, they wore those jewelry topsy-turvy, like how the monkeys, when Sita threw the jewelry, did not know how to wear and what to wear, and wore them topsy-turvy. So there was sufficient knowledge about Ramayana in the Tamil land even then. Why stop with Purananuru? Agananuru talks about it, how the birds stopped chirping because they were quite disturbing to Rama, who was thinking how to go to Lanka. So there is a mention in Agananuru. Stilappadigaram, a work by a Jain monk called as Ilanko, talks about how Rama, along with his brother and his wife Sita, went as a trio to the forest. Moovulagum, Eeradiyal, Murai Niramba, Bagai Mudiya. So there is mention of Ramayana in the classical Tamil text. And Rama is associated with Rama Rajyam, which is governance. So the Chola country was very important for governance. And from there, Rajaji was very well aware of the ancestry of the Cholas bhakti towards Rama, and wanted the connection between the north and the south. So he said, let the Sengol, let the scepter come from the Chola country to the north, which is Delhi, so that we bridge the gap between two large, beautiful sections of our country. That said, Rama, whom did he worship? Valmiki says, Aradhaya Jagannatham Ikshvakukula Devatam. Sahapatnyam Vishalakshyam Narayana Upagamat. So Rama, along with Sita, venerated and worshipped their family deity called Ranganatha. That Ranganatha, through Vibhishana's grace and contribution, is in the Chola country in a place called Srirangam. So Srirangam in the Chola country has the Kuladhanam of Rama and the kings of Ikshvaku dynasty, which is going to see inauguration in the forthcoming months, Rama Janmabhoomi. What is the connection between the two? The Chola country. In the Chola country, how have the Acharyas venerated Rama? They have venerated Rama, Ranganatha, and they have venerated Sengol. So it's a beautiful connection that brings Rama, Rama Bhakti, Rama Rajyam, Rama Janmabhoomi, Rama's Kuladhanam called as Srirangam, alongside the Cholas, their ancestry, the Tamil literature that talks about Rama Bhakti and Rama, and the Sengol that went from the south to the north. We are all a part of this beautiful geography. While the transfer of power happened with the Sengol in 1947, and now we are going to commemorate that iconic event with the Sengol, which are lines from a classical work called the Tirumurai was read. Jnana Sambandar states, Veyuru Toli Bangan, Vidamunda Kandan. He talks about the greatness of Lord Shiva, Mahadeva. Nalla Veenai Tadavi. மாசரு திங்கள் கங்கை முடிமேல் அணிந்து என் உளமே புகுந்து அதனால் ஞாயிறு திங்கள் செவ்வாய் புதன் வியாழன் வெள்ளி சனி பாம்பு இரண்டும் உடனே. He talks about the list of grahas. உடனே ஆசரு நல்ல நல்ல அவை நல்ல நல்ல அடியவர்க்கு மிகவே. While concluding his set of verses, he says, whoever listens to these verses, ஆன சொல் மாலையோதும் அடியார்கள் வானில் அரசாழ்வர் ஆணை நமதே. So people who receive this scepter by listening to these verses with the well wishes of the citizens while they administer, while they govern, it will look as if you are in heaven.